Hey there, Virgo. Welcome back to my channel. I do truly appreciate you all joining me today. So, just a little blurb real quick. I have found an oracle deck called White Light Oracle, and I originally intended to only pull cards for the 4 zodiac signs that I was unable to accomplish last round 2 weeks ago anyway. So, but I have felt these messages so deeply that I decided to continue it into the next, into all of the readings for the new moon. So, if you don't want to hear a rather long message, just fast forward to the regular reading. Okay. What is the message for my Virgos? What is the message for my Virgos? You have number 16, the sun of 417 hertz. Those beautiful cards. Just lovely. I'll put it down here so you can see it. You are being held from guilt and fear. Such emotions will no longer steal your personal power or dissuade you from confidence, happiness, and realizing your own worth. No matter how unlucky it may seem, you are going to emerge from a spiritual winter into light and life. The divinely ordained time for your liberation, healing, and emergence is much closer than you realize. Abundant blessings are stirring and shall soon manifest. Our sun is a self-luminous being. It does not reflect light or energy from other sources, but rather generates its own light. It is quite literally an enlightened being. The sun is our spiritual mentor, teaching us how to be spiritually self-reliant when we cannot find support or guidance externally and need to go it alone for a time. Such phases can be difficult, but they are temporary, and inner spiritual strength is built during such times. Sometimes we don't realize our own strength until circumstances force us to find out. Connecting to one's own inner light is a precious and empowering gift. It allows you to feel spiritually held from within. Once you have established such an inner connection, you are unlikely to give your power away again. Less prone to being manipulated and more likely to live in harmony with your soul values rather than the typically soul-denying priorities of mass consciousness. As your soul connects to the inner sun, your relationship to the light heals. It is not seen as separate. Instead, the soul begins to recognize the light as a constant inner reality that can be relied on for sanctuary. As the soul recognizes itself as the higher self, a being of light, the fears of the mind no longer dominate the heart as they used to. The inner light encourages the heart to depend upon its wisdom, to live as though the light was more real than the darkness of doubt and worry. The soul turns within, begins to tap into its own potential, and in doing so, gains further self-confidence, spiritual empowerment, and loving presence. If you are criticized, misunderstood, or disrespected by those around you, rely upon your inner connection to the light to see you through such dark times. You can commune with your inner light in private without needing to explain. justify, or even speak of it to anyone. Your inner light shall continue to shine bright, no matter what is happening around you. The frequency of 417 Hertz is a spiritual truth serum. It undoes false perceptions and dismantles circumstances and situations that are not meant for the soul. When a challenging situation is helping the soul to grow, this frequency will help you understand how to work through it in a soul-centered way, staying connected to the light within. If a situation, such as a toxic relationship, is creating a barrier between the soul and the light, weakening its ability to evolve and causing it to become stuck in trauma and negative patterns, this frequency will dismantle the negative circumstances. You always have free will, but your capacity to exercise the free will in a self-loving way will become more available to you. The 417 Hertz frequency facilitates a healing shift into the vibration of the higher self. Your authentic life path is directed by your higher self. As it is unique, there is no use comparing your path to any other path in order to determine its validity. Your true life path may lead you away from the familiar, directly into worlds unknown. The moment the soul takes its authentic path, wondrous awakening can take place. There is a feeling of closeness and connection to the sacred. This frequency helps wipe away experiences of alienation and reestablishing a deep and loving connection with the universe. It cleanses traumatic experiences and the memories and any malignant habits formed as a consequence of past pain to allow the soul to experience true kindness, compassion, and love for self and others. In this oracle, it signifies that no matter what's happening in your life, you've got this. Beautiful message. Beautiful message. Okay, Virgo. So let's go ahead and get into your reading. I don't know if I said it, but for those of you who are brand new, my name is Becca. What is the recent past for Virgo? What is the recent past for Virgo? What is the recent past for Virgo? We have the Ace of Coins. So there was a stable new beginning. What is the present for Virgo? Strength. Some of you might be dealing with a Leo or have strong Leo in your chart. What is the blockage? What is the blockage for Virgo? The Emperor. What is the message from Spirit? The Two of Cups. And what is the potential outcome? The Eight of Wands. Interesting. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Star card. So the Star card talks about wish fulfillment, right? But it also talks about hope. It talks about divine understanding, right? There's a lot of dogs in this picture. And a mermaid. Interesting. So yeah, the Star card talks about hope. It talks about wish fulfillment. It talks about divine understanding and peace and knowing, right? So let's take a look at your spread here. We have the Ace of Coins. So there was a potentially a little money that came into you. Currently, you have the Strength card. So this, the Strength card talks a lot about not just holding it together, right? But being kind to yourself and finesse over force. And that's really, really depicted here in this card, because the lion's in her lap, right? And the horse behind her is coming on like full force, which can very, very much be confrontation. She actually has her back turned to the confrontation. What's blocking you is the Emperor. And for me in this particular deck, the Emperor is very ego. This is, I don't know why in this deck it really, really talks about ego. So we have Leo and Aries here. Your message from Spirit is the Two of Cups. So any two talks about a decision. Should you, shouldn't you, and go from the 1 to the 2. And your potential outcome is the 8 of Wands. So there could be messaging or some sort of movement here. So let's go ahead and get into this. Ooh, we have the Devil. There could be something of a toxic relationship with money. Please clarify. Something that you feel bound to. The 8 of Cups, the 9 of Wands, and the Queen of Wands in reverse. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Page of Cups in reverse. So there was something that was very insincere here. Or potentially you were waiting for an apology to bring in the stability. The Queen of Wands in reverse, again, this is another Aries card for me, but it could be anybody. Very jealous, very petty, very complacent. With the 8 of Cups in the upright and the 9 of Wands in the upright, this is something that has been walked away from and is very, very guarded from. There's a lot of, I've learned my lesson here and I'm not letting that shit happen again. So the Devil card being in the upright still though, it means that you are someone, I mean, it's your reading. Someone is still hanging on to something toxic here. I would also like to point out in this particular deck, the Devil card is a snake coiled up. And snakes, snakes can represent rebirth. So there's an opportunity, or there was an opportunity for rebirth here. Please clarify the Strength card. Please clarify the Strength card. The Page of Wands. The 3 of Swords. And the King of Wands in the upright. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Wands in reverse. So, some of you really have your back to this blockage, and this is blocking you. Now, the Strength card isn't always a good card. And because it's a major arcana, this is something that is going to last a little while in your energy field. With this Ace of Wands in reverse, something of a creative venture is stopped. And with the Page of Wands in reverse, there's some really immature, nasty, petty actions kind of going on. The Three of Swords and the King of Wands in the upright. This is heartache. But the swords talk about thoughts, and it's these thoughts that are stabbing into the heart, right? The King of Wands, he is a confident guy, but he's also very ego-driven, or can be. Very passion-driven. And again, the only Cups card that I see here is the Two of Cups and the Eight of Cups. So there is emotion here that needs to be dealt with. The horse can represent the heart chakra as well. Please clarify the Emperor. Thank you. The Two of Cups. Clarify the Emperor. The Nine of Pentacles. And the Hanged Man and the Ten of Wands in reverse. Usually only take 3, but you're getting a lot of cards. Alright, so the Two of Cups, the Nine of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, and the Ten of Wands in reverse. So are you in a relationship? Are you not in a relationship? The Hanged Man talks about being, I just heard held for review in my head. Sorry. The Hanged Man requires a new perspective on something. And as you can tell in this deck, it's a caterpillar getting ready to weave its little cocoon. So there's a need here to put down the burden. That was wrong. There's a need here to pick up the burden. Decide very clearly. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Wands in reverse again. Decide very clearly what it's worth to you. What it's worth to you. There also is a lack of like a whole commitment here. That's what I'm saying. All right. Please clarify the Two of Cups. The Strength card in reverse. Clarify the Two of Cups. The Death card in the upright. Is that transformation? Beautiful. Bottom of the deck, we have Temperance, healing. Taking it one thing at a time, right? The Strength card in reverse, this is letting go of whatever is going on right here in your present. That, like I said, the Strength card, maybe you're trying to be strong and you're hanging on to something, but it needs to end. It needs to transform. It needs to go through the transmutation. The Four of Swords talks about rest and healing, and the Six of Wands talks about victory. there is a time of reflection. The Four of Swords is the pre-Hermit card, which is you. But there is time, temperance, and patience, and loving care that needs to be given to self, or given to this connection. Let's look at the Eight of Wands. I feel like this connection needs to end. Please clarify the Eight of Wands. Please clarify the Eight of Wands. Is that Ace of Pentacles? Please clarify the Eight of Wands. The Seven of Pentacles. Please clarify. The Ace of Wands in reverse and the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Bottom of the deck is the Judgment card. So this is making a decision, communicating that decision, recognizing what has been planted, what action has been taken towards it, and how much work has actually been put into it. I mean, really, how much effort does it take to send a text message or to reply to something, you know? And that is the beginning of a solid foundation. Okay. It's interesting. You have a decision to make and communicate. All right, let's look. Some of you need to reconsider what it is that you're wishing for, I think. All right. Thank you. The final message from the Mystical Shaman Oracle deck is flow, number 20. That is another 2. All right. What is the message from the Spirit Animal Oracle deck? Final message from the Spirit Animal Oracle deck. Eagle Spirit. Spirit has your back. All right, we're going to start with Eagle Spirit. That's a number 23, which breaks down to a 5. 5s are all about change, and you have a lot of change here. Think of the eagles flying high above the other birds, soaring on the wind. Eagle Spirit has appeared to ask whether you're willing to soar to new heights, even if that means solitude for a short while. Truly, all the wisdom in the world is available to you. When storms flash across the sky, it is Eagle Spirit that raises you above it all, helping you conquer fear and overcome adversity. Reminding you that Spirit has your back and wants you to experience life at its fullest. At this moment, you are meant to know that you have the highest of wisdom and courage within, gifted to you by Spirit and all the angels. Boldly build your nest in a lofty space and know that now you can fly effortlessly, proudly, embodying Eagle Spirit in all her glory and grace, claiming what is truly yours in divine timing. The protection message. If you are walking awkwardly and feeling embarrassed, Eagle Spirit is here to tell you that this is only because right now you're meant to fly. Soar over the troubles that have you feeling scared and alone. See the big picture, yet retrain your eagle eye for the details that help you claim your wisdom and courage. Or perhaps you are making yourself small for the sake of getting others to accept you. Now is not the time to be vulnerable and dependent, for you have the wings to fly on your own, and you need to do that at this time. There is no need to huddle in a shelter or even to seek out a flock to support you. For Eagle Spirit says you have tremendous wisdom and courage within. Let it arise so that you might soar proudly, with the angels serving as the wind beneath your wings. From these heights, you can make the best and most powerful choices for the highest good of all. Very nice. And now, the mystical shaman cards. Number 20, flow. There is a natural movement of events in the world. You can see it in phenomena such as the tide, the ebb and flow of oceans and rivers that rise up from the earth, then flow to the sea. The symbol of flow represents the effortless and natural movement towards a certain destination. It signifies an ability to gracefully move around obstacles and reminds you of the sense of allowing. When flow comes to visit, it's time that your intentions have been in motion. Now is the time to allow nature to run its course. You are being called to effortless movements and the path of least resistance. It's like being within music, flowing within partnership. Think of the artist who creates without guile or craft, calling creativity up from the soul and bringing it to life without effort. You are called to be like a river, knowing the fulfillment of destiny is assured. Enjoy the ride. The medicine. Don't try to push against the river or swim upstream right now. You can trust that when the time is right, your dreams will begin to take shape, and you will be invited to dance with destiny. Right now, however, you must relax. This is not the time to bang on doors that refuse to open. Whatever obstacle is in front of you right now, trust this is for the highest good. It is an opportunity to regroup and reconsider your choices. And you must trust that your intentions will take form in good time. Consider this time a gift. So lovely message, Virgos. I hope it was helpful. If it was, please hit the like and subscribe button. Share it on your social media. I swear I speak pretty well most of the time. Anyway, remember, have a beautiful day, and I love you. Bye-bye.